Welcome to the DMF. I am your host, Justin Yachts, and today is part 3 of my interview with Tammy Wallace. She is a manager, she is a Heller Award winner, and she is the owner of 5-Star Talent Management. Enjoy. Talk a little bit about the Talent Managers Association, which you are the treasurer of.
I am. The Talent Managers Association, I love it because we are there for each other. And I think in any industry, it's really important that you support each other. There's plenty of clients to go around, If I have a problem or if I need an email or if I want to talk to somebody about an agent or a casting director, I can call my talent manager buddies up. And it's a plate. We have mixers. We have the Heller Awards. And it's just, you're around like-minded people that understand what you go through on a day-to-day basis. Great. And, and we help each other out. So the Talent Managers Association is great. We have a code of ethics that we want people to follow. And I think that it's, actors have a guild, casting directors have a guild, agents have a guild, managers don't have a guild. And so
that's what I like that I saw with that. I was like, that's a good way to build that.
Yes. And there's a lot of momagers out there and they don't know what they're doing. And it gives managers a bad name. So I would love to get a guild together for the managers. So we would have a set of rules that, once you're in this guild that you follow. But the TMA is we do have a code of ethics. We do have our bylaws and we do make our other managers adhere to it.
Does seem to be a thing that TMA would kind of take care of. Is there is a lot of people out there just like anybody can call themselves a manager. I'm managing so and so. Really? Whereas with agent, there's franchise agents, there's this, there's that, there's a lot of different things. So I think that's a good step in the direction of protecting actors,
right,
as well as protecting the business, so that you're not just getting this person doesn't know what they're doing.
Because and there's a lot of them out there.
Big deal. And it's a big job. You have to do a lot. It's the same thing with like a casting director. People don't realize the amount of work. I mean, it doesn't stop.
Actors don't realize how hard we work for them and how little money we make. I know actors complain sometimes because my percentage is anywhere from 10 to 15%, depending on where you are in your career. And I always strive to get you to that 10%. They have no idea that giving me that 10 or 15% is because, technically you're supposed to do 80% of the work anyway, they don't realize, but the amount of work I do for them, just for easy mathematical states. So you make $1,000 and let's say I take 15%, that's 150, your agent gets 100, that's $250, you get $750. So you get $750 for working maybe one day. That 150 that I've worked could have taken me 2 weeks to do. And, I have clients that are like, I don't like, they drop me because they don't want to pay that extra percentage. And I'm like, do you know how much time and effort I've put into you?
It's a team effort.
I wish all my clients could shadow me for a day. I think that they would say, what is wrong with you for one? My husband tells me all the time, he never sees me without a computer in my hand. I'm a huge Braves fan. So we have season tickets. Now, when I'm at the game, don't have my computer, but I got my phone. But when we're sitting there watching TV, every single night when I'm watching TV, I'm working on my computer. There's a funny story. There's a funny story about when my kids were younger. We were on a ride at Disneyland, and I have an agent on the phone trying to get an audition for my client while I'm on this ride. And my husband's like, really? And I'm like, but hey, you do what you got to do.
But once again, that shows actors, and hopefully actors listening now, that, look, this is how hard you're working.
Yeah.
You're not sitting, like you said, in a chair, eating bonbons, as you said.
Do they even make bonbons anymore, by the way?
I don't think they do.
Okay. I probably should change that.
Marshmallows, I guess, or
Stickers. Oh, no, Marshall, it's got to be something classier than that. How about drumsticks, maybe? Because I love my drumsticks. But yeah, I say bonbons, and I'm like, and then I thought, they even make bonbons. That shows my age.
The devil dogs.
Oh my gosh.
Where do you see five-star talent management going?
Um, hmm. Well, we do some producing. We have all the equipment to produce our own shows, and we have done some of that. I would really like to get more into producing for my clients, working on some of what they've written and some of their projects. I think that's great. But I think that I'm really happy with where we are right now. I have no desire to be one of the, it's going to sound weird. I have no desire to be one of like the top management companies, like, a management 360 or something like that, because I like where I am. I like the simplicity of it. Cindy and I, it's just us. I don't have assistants. I do everything on my own. I think that sometimes when you have assistants, they can muddle the waters. You lose track of what's happening. And I'm not a micromanager, but I'm very picky about what I submit my clients on. And I don't trust other people to submit it correctly. And
Very
that can
well
be a
said.
pro and that can be a con. But, I trust Cindy explicitly.
What else would you like people to know that we may not have discussed?
They need to recycle and we need to take care of our planet. I'm sorry.
Very good. Yeah, it's a good
Now
one.
let's throw something like that in.
Okay.
No, I think we've covered everything. I think that, I think the writer's strike right now, I worry about actors. It is so difficult to make it in this business. And 99% of people are never going to be, or we're never going to truly make it. I mean, it's hard. There's a reason that, actors are struggling because there's so many of them. And now that you have the ability to send tapes in and everything's doing the internet, there's just more and more and more and more and more. But I always tell my clients never give up on their dreams. Never lose sight. It's always got to be fun. But this writer's strike is a good time for people to sit back, take time to really focus on what they want. And when we come out of it, whenever that is, they can be recharged and ready to get to work. I think the strike I think it could be a long one because I think that the studios have shelved quite a bit of stuff. They've been preparing for this for quite some time. And, the directors are probably going to strike. And then we're going to have SAG and AFTRA right behind it. So, and it's really sad because, COVID took I lost a lot of clients to COVID. They just could not, like death, but I mean, they couldn't survive. So they had to go back home and they just didn't get back into the business. Management companies went under, agencies went under. I can see that happening with this strike as well. So,
Great.
I mean, I think it's a bad time to strike, but even though I understand why they're doing it, we just came back off of COVID. We're just now getting back. I mean, they just dropped the vaccine mandate. And
I know. What can you
but
do?
did they have a choice? I don't know.
I know. Do you have a beginning of the day routine?
You know what? I am not a routine person. I am so not a routine. I am just, let's do that. I'm just a jump up and run person. No, I have no routine. I get up in the morning and I take my levothyroxine. That's I have Hashimoto's disease. Okay, so that's a routine. And then my husband makes my coffee every single morning. So if he's not home, I am like, who's going to make my coffee? So I now have an espresso machine. So I make my own. I don't know what it is about me making coffee. I hate making coffee.
Really?
Even though making espresso is more difficult than making coffee.
Even with just the little K cups you can just put in there?
Oh, we don't do K cups. Those things are horrible. Yeah. Oh, they taste horrible. But no, literally every morning, my husband has my coffee made, the coffee pot.
Yeah.
And when he travels a lot for his work, and I'm like, I get up in the morning, I feel lost. So sometimes my daughter, who, because I have 4 kids, sometimes when she drops her significant other, her boyfriend off to work, she'll drop by our house to just grab a cup of coffee on her way to work. And she always knows to make extra for me. But so I'll either make my espresso, which I'm very specific about that. If you want my details on my espresso, let me give you or I'll drink a Red Bull, which is so bad for you. My coffee, I have to have coffee syrup or caramel syrup on the bottom, then whipped cream, then caramel, not syrup, but it's the thick stuff. What's the syrup and do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know, the liquid
That's
stuff,
like
you put the
yeah.
caramel flavoring, and then espresso, if it sits for more than 10 seconds, it's dead. So I have to get it made within 10 seconds, and then I pour it on top of my whipped cream.
Yeah. You want to know
it's called an upside down doppio capone by Tammy Wallace.
You want to know what my coffee is?
I do.
It's just decaf black.
You know, let me tell you something. I love coffee. I can drink it cold. I can drink it black. I can drink it anyway. When I make a cup of coffee in the mornings, as a matter of fact, I've probably got this much still upstairs. It takes me all day to drink it. My husband is like, how do you do that? Because he likes it hot and he wants to drink it quickly. No, it takes me, it's a slow process for me, except my doppio capone. And I like that one.
See, the caffeine like really gets to me, like even just half a cup of coffee. So I had to get used to, but I like the taste of coffee. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do decaf. And that's kind of how I got.
I actually did a DNA test because I love that testing stuff. I love all this kind of stuff. And I did this testing, and my body, like when I do sports, I play a lot of tennis. If I take a shot of caffeine right before I play tennis, I play so much better because my body absorbs it in a way, whereas alcohol, my body doesn't absorb alcohol the way you absorb it. So I have what they call a quick flush on it. So when I drink, like, let's say I have a shot of something, you're going to get all tingly and whatever. I'm going to get all tingly and whatever. You're going to get a buzz. I'm going to be like, where's another shot? For some reason, I'm a horrible drunk because I can't get drunk. And when I do drink enough, then it's too expensive for me. So I don't even hardly drink anymore. And there are certain drugs, like I've been sedated before, and I've come out of the sedation, and I had dental work done one time, and they're like, we couldn't keep you sedated. We were going to have to take you to the hospital. And I'm like, why is that? So I went and I had all this blood work done, and I had this, how my body absorbs things. And that's when I learned that caffeine is really good for me right before I exercise. And that I flush alcohol quickly, and I flush a lot of drugs quickly. They just go through my system real quickly. And there's all sorts of weird things with my body.
Do you have a nighttime routine?
Let's hope I can get to bed before 4 a.m. is my nighttime routine.
Okay.
I'm not a morning person. I'm a nighttime person. My husband's in bed at 11 every single night, and I'm an insomniac. So nothing. If you ask anybody what's Tammy's routine, they would go, she's weird. There's nothing normal about her. I have zero routine. Do you have routines?
I do have some routines because I find it helps me, especially with sleep, blacking out the windows, making sure that it's completely dark so that I'm almost giving my brain a signal to go to sleep helps me. Trying to, I have like blue light glasses that I put on so that, I attend. But it takes a lot of work. But
I'm profoundly
I have a hard time sleeping. I will wake up in the middle of the night.
But I am profoundly
not perfect.
So when I take my hearing aids out, I literally can hear nothing. I cannot hear. I could not hear a train going through my bedroom without my hearing aids. So, if a tornado were to hit, I wouldn't know. But I think part of my problem is we have 2 dogs, and my dogs sleep in bed with me every night. And my husband and I are the same way. If they move, we move around them. And sometimes I'll wake up in the morning barely clinging to the bed. But I don't have a routine on anything. It's just I do what I do. And I know that a lot of people depend on routines, but I find with my business, if I have a routine, I'm going to end up being very disappointed.
That's great.
Because I travel a lot, As a matter of fact, I'm going to Iceland on Saturday. So great time, writer's strike. Let me get away for a little bit.
Right.
But it's just when you have my lifestyle, you can't really have a routine.
Do you meditate? I don't know if that got lost.
No, I should. I don't meditate. I think one of the things that I do every night, or could be sometimes during the day, I try to plank every day. I know that sounds weird.
No, I've heard this. People do this as.
Yeah. I try to get my planks in just for my core, my body thing. I play a lot of tennis. I try to work out. But like I said, that's not even a routine. It's just when I can. I would love to get into yoga. I have 2 knee replacements. I don't know how that would work, but it's just finding the time. That's one of the reasons routines are hard for me, is because, I just never know where I'm going to be. I was in Vegas last week. And then I go to New York on Saturday. We're going to go see Hamilton Saturday night. And then we get on a cruise ship on Sunday. And I'm always with different people, whether I'm with my sister or my husband or one of my kids. So routines are just, I think I would be crazed if I had to try to do a routine.
What are you reading?
Oh, I love to read. Let me see, what did I just get done reading? God, I read so many different books. Right now I've been reading a lot of political books. I read Pete Buttigieg's biography, and I read Obama's, and I read Barack and Michelle's, in case you didn't know where I was politically. And then I've read all the books about Trump's presidency and, things that he did. So I'm on that phase right now, and then every once in a while I'll go into a phase where I want to comedies. So I'll just look and see what I like. And I have something like a Kindle and I just start reading, but I've got
you use a Kindle?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's one of those little pads that, I used to have a Kindle, but now because I use my little, I've got like 4 different computers, and one of them is a little pad so I can read when I'm on planes and when I'm doing things. That's awesome. I always like to try to read, and I love reading. I've always been a big reader.
What are you listening to right now?
Well, I'm getting ready to go to Matchbox 20 concert July 2nd.
Oh, cool.
I've already seen them a couple of times. So I'm listening to their new music. So I literally will stand and sing the whole time. But I'm really big on, I listen to my daughter's music, and my husband and son and my daughter have a band. But I love Alanis Morissette, Matchbox 20, along those veins. Train, I'm good with that.
Yeah. What's your favorite Matchbox 20 song?
Oh my gosh, I have so many of them. I don't know. I have so many of them. The only thing that's going through my head right now is Smooth with Santana, because I was listening to that. So that's the only thing I can think of right now.
For me, it's 3 a.m.
I love 3 a.m. But they're really good in concert. I've seen them in concert quite a few times.
Oh, that's cool.
I love Heart. Heart's a big one for me. So I'm not into Taylor Swift.
No Taylor Swift.
Actually, a friend of mine works security for Taylor. So
wow.
Not into Taylor Swift.
That's like my favorite artist, believe it or not.
I'm not. You know what? And I applaud her for everything she does. I really do. I applaud her. Yeah. I don't understand the hysteria behind it, because her music doesn't really do anything for me. Yeah. I hate country. Now I have old country, Tammy Wynette and that kind of stuff, but I was raised
Hank Williams.
Nah, wasn't a Hank Williams dude.
No, not even the original.
No, Patsy Cline was a good one. I have some of her stuff. I have some of the Dixie Chick stuff, but other than that, I'm not a country person. Eminem is my only rap artist that I like. Isn't that funny? I love Eminem.
I love that you like Eminem. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
But I like older music. I'm not into a lot of the newer stuff. Even the Imagine Dragons, the
Mm.
drummer for Imagine Dragons used to be the guitarist for my daughter's band. So,
Yeah, I saw some stuff there when I was doing my research. So I was
oh, okay.
about
You
that.
found that?
I saw some of that. Well, I saw some of your there was something about Imagine Dragons, and I was like, okay, she must have some
Yeah.
kind of
So
affiliate. I
Daniel
put
used
two
to
and
be
two
it.
together.
Yeah, Daniel used to be in our band. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Very sweet. A little eccentric now, but I think money does that to you.
It can.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I'm it's so funny because I'm such a different human being. I mean, I love the theater, but I love NASCAR. I love the
I love it.
brake, I love tractor pulls. I mean, I'm pretty much game for almost anything.
So you're like a dichotomy.
You put a greased pig in a pen and ask me to go chase it, and I'll go, oh my God, that sounds like so much fun. Seriously, that's the type of person I am.
I love it. What are you watching now?
What am I watching right now? Okay,
Yeah.
this is real. Okay, I have been obsessed with court TV and the cult mom who murdered her children. And I like some reality TV shows, which don't tell anyone because I'm in the entertainment. Do not, because the writer's strike caused reality TV, the last writer's strike. So, but the ones I like are the cooking shows. I'm not
Cooking show.
into, the Big Brothers and Bachelor and Bachelorette and that kind of stuff. No, I like the ones that are, like the cooking competition shows or, oh, RuPaul's Drag Queen.
Mm.
So, yeah, but
Uh,
I watch court TV. Here's the thing, when I am working, because I'm going deaf, sound is really important to me. So I like to turn something on. I think just because I want to hear it. It's like, because I know someday I'm not going to hear it. And because I'm profoundly deaf. And when I take my hearing aids out at night, it's scary when everything is just so silent. So I have a TV right here. And so I usually have court TV on, or a news channel because I don't have to focus on it. And if just something comes up, like, oh, they got a verdict, I can stop. But so I can't really watch a lot of TV because I'm too busy working. I'm
well,
weird,
thank you so
I'm
much.
telling you.
I love it. I love you're like a dichotomy of everything
I
I've been
am.
taught.
I
You're a
am.
dichotomy. It's
I
awesome.
am, but I think you sort of have to be in this business. One of
Yeah, I
my
can get
biggest
it.
issues with people in headshots is that people think that when they're taking headshots, that to me, it's like, and you probably don't remember this because you're way too young, but when I was little, our dolls that we had, they were like cardboard, and you
Mm.
would cut out these dresses that had these little hooks on it, and you would just put the hook on the dress, and that's how you would change the clothes. And I tell people all the time, the biggest problem I have with people that get headshots is I feel like that's what they do. They go back, they change their clothes. Oh, I'm going to be the thug this time. And they come out and they take a
Yeah.
headshot. I'm like, no, when you are going to take a headshot, if you're going to be a serial killer, you need to tilt your head just a little bit different. I need to see it in your eyes. I need to do that. So many people miss that when they're taking their headshots. And that's the difference between a strong headshot and a weak headshot.
I love
If you
that.
can look at your headshots and they all look exactly the same, except different outfits, you just
Yeah, then
waste
it's just
a lot
yeah.
of money.
Then it's like that joke in The Disaster Artist when he shows up with all these headshots and it's just the same headshot with like different clothes and
It is real.
yeah.
That issue is real. I would say 90% of my clients, I have that issue with them. And I tell them, look, when you go into a headshot session, you need to go in and own that session. Have your shot list. Don't let the photographer take over. You're in charge. So if you have 3 headshots that you're paying for, you can turn that into 9 headshots. You go in, example, do an army green t-shirt and put a beige jacket over it, depending on your color scheme or the background. And right there, you got your casual business. Take that army green off, put your hair in a bun real quick. You've got your military. Put a pair of glasses on. You've got know exactly what you're going to do. And remember,
is there, how should people reach you?
No, you can more than welcome.
go.
They can reach me by they can go to IMDb. It has my email. It's Tammy at 5startalent.biz, all spelled out .biz. And that's the best way to reach me. If they're going to send me a submission, if they're sending me one that is generic, delete, delete, delete. I want to know that you know who I am. Because if I want to represent you, I'm going to show you, I want to represent you by knowing who you are. Return the favor.
Exactly. Agreed. Okay, that about does it for part 3 of my interview with Tammy Wallace. I want to thank her for her time. Please like, share, and subscribe, and consider checking out the YouTube channel. As always, you can find me at Justin Yachts, and I will see you next time on the DMF.